Hi everyone, sorry about that. Apparently the button decided to be a little weird. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Welcome to the channel. Tonight it is a Sunday, which means it is Witcher Road's home night. We are season 5, episode 4 of our final season. Much is happening, much drama, but I'll do my spiel at the end. Instead, we should go around and let my wonderful, fabulous friends introduce themselves, say where you can find or who they're playing, and you know, good things. So why don't we start with directly to my right on the overlay with Simon. Hey Simon, how are you? How are you feeling?
I'm not ready.
Okay, well he's not ready.
Both in and out
apparently.
game. Both in and out game. Because it is tea time tonight. It is definitely tea time for Kader. And so yeah, Kader needs to go to have a date with his professor. And it's gonna be very interesting. But I do believe that we have something else to tackle first. Something that Kaderin is not quite aware of because he was lying in bed last week. So I can't wait to discover what's been going on. Other than that, I'm Simon at Wondering DM. Me and the character are both he, him pronoun, and me and the character are both 3 times orgy champion.
Okay, and on that note, and directly positioned on the overlay on the row beneath Simon.
Wow.
I went to a lot of effort to is
Yeah.
Lindy. Hey,
I've been in a
Lindy.
mood today too. Let me tell you what. Hi y'all. I'm Lindy. Laugh, love, Lindy. Sometimes lovingly referred to as Laugh, Lewd Lindy. I play Countess Brenna von Bedler of the Witcher Cat School. This is the beginning of one of many of Brenna's no good, very bad days because when someone from her school is here and she's not happy about it. But she did get some information on unicorns. It's the only super thin silver lining on this very dark storm cloud that is starting to envelop her life skies at the moment.
I mean, okay.
Future Brenna's problems have finally caught up with current Brenna, and she's not happy about it.
All of these are true.
Yeah.
And then to Lindy's left on the overlay is the wonderfully fabulous Hey Trooper. How are you? How's life going for you?
Hello. It is going well. I was going to make a cake today, but then I didn't. So I'm going to make it tomorrow. That's
Okay.
my goal. Now, I've been saying that for the last couple of days.
Yeah.
I know. But tomorrow's going to totally happen.
Sure.
I think this is probably the whole thing about how you cannot have your cake and eat it too, but it's more like you cannot have your cake if you don't bake it.
And bake
I feel
it
like
too.
that's... Yeah.
Last time I heard someone
So-
tell people to have cake that didn't go well for them, so
She never really said that though. So anyway, I am just a mistranslation. Like, to be rude, they were being rude to her on purpose because they
Didn't like her.
it's because she was better than they were, and she
Like math.
yes, I'm playing Math Varen, who is our master druid and is currently unconscious with a serious critical, I think it is, and will probably be very disappointed when he wakes up, and about 10 minutes after he wakes up, or maybe 5. We'll find out. Mhm, that's me.
Difficult critical, by the way, not a serious. One level
Difficult.
above.
Thank
One
you.
level below a deadly but important things. Unconscious with a concussion.
Mhm. It'll be important because I got to note how long it'll take me for all that business,
Yeah, but it's not a deadly, so it doesn't have the extended time for healing.
It does look. You've got
Mhm.
like the two different. You've got to get stabilized and then treated.
Well, stabilized versus treated, but unlike a deadly, which takes you have multiple days to get to treated, it doesn't have.
Well, deadlies can never be fully healed though,
This is true.
right? So deadlies have one step less.
Yeah. But we're talking, that's us talking about the actual mechanics of this wonderful game that we get to play, which is the Witcher TTRPG, which you can find over from our friends over at Artelsorian Games. Wow, Nightbot, that's not the command I thought it was, but apparently I'll need to fix that command in Nightbot. Streamlabs at least knows what I was asking it to do.
True.
Thank you for that follow. But we're playing the Witcher tabletop role-playing game from our dear friends over at Artelsorian Games, hashtag not sponsored, and we are in the middle of a siege. Let us set the stage. Castle in a mountain pass overlooking the rolling hills and fields of Matina. But at this point you can't see any of those rolling hills or fields or towns because they are all blotted out by massive sweeps of fog and mist. An army surrounds this castle. An army brought to this castle by Wild Hunt. Figures of legend and story used to scare small children in the night. But everyone knows at least the story of someone, maybe a town over, maybe in their own town, whom the hunt have taken, seen again. But here in this castle, the Count has married his long-term lover, the Witcher, Brenna, of the Cat School. And the castle holds strong against any besieging attacks at the moment. Supported by both the guards and the population of the castle and town, but also the services and talents of both Cadarn of Adern, the mage, educated at Banard, and Math Varen, druid of the Circle of Makvid. Very different individuals. Also, having a Witcher in residence does make things a little bit more secure, one might say. And last we left off, Cadarn is finally recovered from his sepsis to a point where he's treated. The sepsis
He
that
needs one more.
Yeah, I rolled
Right,
for it
he needs one
earlier.
more.
I rolled for it earlier.
Oh wait, so I'm good.
I rolled for it earlier because Billy said he was going to be late, so I figured I would get that out of the way.
Thank you, thank you.
And Billy, we have a dwarf doctor who will be here probably later this evening. But the mage is now to a point where his sepsis is treated. It will never fully go away. A leaking gut wound. You're gonna suffer from that for a Lord Math Varen, unfortunately, is currently unconscious because he met someone in the halls who was wearing a Witcher medallion. You did see. And had a very ability to very much target your head and ensure that you were unconscious without killing you, because they have some skill in that kind of level. But
We can, we just usually prefer not to.
yeah, probably not, but he had questions and it's hard to get someone to answer questions when they're dead. And so the unconscious Math was laid out on the floor of the cells of the elf mage, the Anel mage, in protective custody in your dungeon. Not
Who seems pretty amenable so far.
Well, yes. You also do have him currently have a manacle of Meridian manacles
Because we
are tied
can't
to his
trust
wrist.
him yet. I'm hoping after this employee satisfaction survey, we might figure out how dissatisfied he is or may not be with the wild hunt. If he's super unhappy, then maybe we can work out a thing. But if he's like okay with it, I'm sorry, bro. It's just gonna have to stay on. This is what this survey is here to answer. Yes.
Your assistants, or your, let me rephrase that. Your superior had brought the unconscious form of Math into this cell.
Yeah. It's kind of like ruining my polite interrogation jam.
And then promptly took a chair and just said, I'll just watch.
Oh no, I don't like it.
So let us open the scene in this cell again with your Anel friend, the mage, Finiak. And also, don't forget, those of you playing at home, there's a document that you can open for all of the different NPCs that are in this. I believe Finiak is, 62 on this slide? What is he on
There's
yours?
a lot of them.
Yeah.
Boop-de-boop-de-boo.
He's closer to the bottom.
62's Lady Marguerite.
No.
Burp, 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 burp. Oh. He looked like a guy.
56. I was
56.
56. The Anel mage. He weathered, older, salt and pepper beard, and you can see notches in his ears that are been cut.
Yeah.
Because the Anel are not really nice to their mages, or at least
No.
not certain types of mages.
Oh, interesting.
It's, a thing. Plus, it's complicated. It really is. But,
Yeah.
And your friend Eckhart, the, other Witcher, is now sitting against the wall in his chair, very nicely, legs crossed, resting with his hands folded in his lap, watching as if,
Judging? He's judging.
well, you don't even, between the two Witchers, I won't ask for, human perception checks, because
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense in your...
We're both bad at peopling. We know it.
Yeah, and it's like, he's bad at
I also-
projecting peopling in certain ways, and you're bad at reading peopling, but at the same time, you can read his bad peopling.
We grew up I grew up with Witchers. Like, they're the only people I know how to read.
Mhm.
It's my people.
So it's he's not judging, he's evaluating.
Which is a nicer word for judging. Just
Yeah,
like this employee satisfaction survey is a nicer interrogation.
I can't help, the fact that you haven't had any communication with your school in over 6 months
Look,
and didn't
it's
go
been
home for
busy.
the winter.
It's been
or
real busy.
Send any of the money you've made home for the winter.
I'll give it all to him now and he can leave. Doubt that'll happen though.
But there's another issue. We'll get to that in a little bit. But he
Oh
sits...
yeah. Well, that's gonna be a fun conversation that maybe
Isn't
Brenna will
it?
try to avoid.
Isn't it? I'm looking forward to it.
As long as he doesn't find out about the higher vampire, we'll maybe be okay.
That is a question. Hey chat, place your bets now. Will the Eckhart, the heir apparent to the Grand Master of the Cat School, the elder and superior of Brenna in both age and rank, at the Witcher School of the Cat, find out about her brief, torrid affair with a higher vampire?
Yeah, like, look, she's already bullied enough at the Witcher School. She doesn't need to be known as the noble lady vampire fucker. Like, that's not what she wants to be
Prax?
remembered by.
Yes,
Brax, I have
Trooper.
a question.
I might have an
Mhm.
answer. Let's see if they match.
Yeah, I'm just a little confused, or maybe I'm just
Oh,
uncertain.
no.
I just want a confirmation. It's something I'm not really 100% sure of.
Yeah.
I feel like you said something, Prax, a while ago, and I just want to make sure I'm not misremembering. didn't you say that Detlef was on his way here? Or he
Yep.
was seen? Okay, I just thought I might have.
Eleanor,
Yeah.
Eleanor sent a
Mhm.
message, although no one else but Brenna knows this. Eleanor sent a message that Brenna was being followed by this crazy dude and described Detlef.
You know,
So I wasn't wrong then. Oh yeah. Okay. So
maybe
chat. Just
it'll
take that into
help.
account when you make your bets. just take that into account when you make your bets about whether or not they'll meet each other.
Or he'll just find out. That's the point. Is will he find out? That was
Will
the
he
question.
find out? That's, Brenna's not gonna try. She's gonna try not to say anything. She's gonna have some notes about higher vampires, though, like notes about like the reflection and things that have been questions. She's got answers now. She's not gonna give her detailed anatomy notes. That's a whole, that's a different converse. That's for after maybe she's dead for those notes to be discovered. And I want to know how she got them. But we're here in the present now where she's not dead yet. So
She feels happy.
not right now.
Okay, well.
She
tried.
was content-ish. I mean, it was a bad day. Now it's a really bad day.
So with
Can you get some
your
unicorn notes? Yes. What does on the scale of 1 to 5? What did he answer on how
his
does he
satisfaction.
enjoy?
Okay, like remind me,
Yes.
is the 1 the unsatisfied and the 5 the satisfied, or is it the reverse?
Yes.
Because you have to remember that changes every
No.
stupid one of the
Yeah,
surveys.
1. It does. No, 1 is unsatisfied. 5 is higher. Like bigger numbers better in this case. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Like
it's,
like Yelp ratings basically. Is it a 1 stars and a 5 star?
yeah, it's gonna lean, Enoch is slightly confuzzled at the conversation, but wants to
fine.
be,
See, this was Brenna's goal, was to catch him off guard. Not like, what is your purpose here? Like yo, bro, how you feel about your place in life? Let's talk about you. Really. That catching people off guard can lead to answers when you're not good at peopling.
I do love the fact that you had frozen for that entire speech in this moment of like, it was great. But to answer, he's like, why do you ask? Where do you ask?
Well, as you can see, we're not on particularly good terms with the leader, whoever's in charge of all that outside. It is not great, but we understand that not everyone who works underneath their regime is particularly willing, and so we are more than happy to give those who are unwilling perhaps opportunities to not have to be subjugated anymore.
You're not asking about my satisfaction, willingness.
Well, I mean, how happy you are is important too, because if you love your job but you're dissatisfied with the management, that's going to be, we're going to take that into consideration.
People.
She's learned a little bit of nobling.
Yeah, you have.
This is social etiquette here.
This is indeed social etiquette.
She's learned. Look how good I can people as a cat witcher. Now, does she understand what this means on an emotional level? Definitely not. But she knows how to rate these in an employee satisfaction survey, because she's carried those out before.
So in this moment, what he would say is,
do you feel like your contributions are valued? Like just
not
basically all of those typical questions to see how happy he is with his lot in life currently and how willing he might be to change. Basically we might poach him. We're different. We're a rival company. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, his answer would be, he looks very kind of like confuzzled, quizzical at this whole
I imagine he doesn't
presentation.
encounter this a lot.
No. Mm-mm. it's not like the Wild Hunt are really pulling out like
No.
how do you feel in
How-
your
how are you?
you kind of
Yeah.
conversations? How are you enjoying your job? What can we as
We
your
feel
employer
like
do
you
better?
should also be taken care of. Yes.
No,
They don't. They don't give any fucks. The Wild Hunt, as far as we know. So maybe they would
or
prefer
nice, not
working with someone who might give fucks about them. You know?
about. He is very hesitant to answer. So what I will let you do,
Okay.
as this is an ongoing scene that you are doing,
Yes. I'm being so nice
you are
being so
being
polite.
very nice. So I'm going to let you roll social etiquette as your
and
aid
surprisingly honest.
You're gonna
Yeah.
roll social etiquette as your aid
Okay.
skill, and then that will, you can, if, depending on how you roll for that, you can get the bonus to persuasion.
Hell yeah! I'm spending. I'll
I
save my luck for the persuasion.
I will also tell you that chat has been very kind, and I had some leftover. I left half of everyone. I hope you're still there. If you are not, please just refresh your stream. This has been
That's
the
weird.
ongoing problem. Exactly the same thing as it happened last week and yesterday. We will make sure that when the VOD goes up, it's all in one piece, everybody.
So weird.
Yeah. Still no notification from
spend-
Twitch or from Streamlabs that this even happened.
I'll spend the 2 luck. I'll spend it for my personal luck.
Yeah.
Oop.
Okay. If you spend the 2 luck, you get to a 10. That'll give you a +1 instead of a +2
Okay, that's
to the
I'll
persuasion.
take a +1 for the persuasion.
And I
could've
will
just spent the
say
2
right
luck on the
now, you
persuasion. That's okay. I was thinking about spending 2 luck on that roll anyway. Persuasion.
there's 8 in the group chat, in the group pool, by the way.
Would y'all mind if I spent a couple from the group chat, like 3? Cool.
Go ahead.
And then I'll spend another one of my personal luck, so I'm down to half my personal luck. So this will be +4 total. Not great at this. I can't roll 2 nat ones in a row, so I say that I could have, but I got an 18, which is really good for
Which is
Brenna.
really good and well above the
Shockingly
DV,
good.
which is well above the DV that you needed at a 15.
Made it.
You
I
did.
so rarely hit a 15 even.
It's true. So you rolled really well. He is hesitant to answer because he's not 100% certain that this isn't a
If
trick.
human perceptions me, Brenna's just being brutally honest at this point. She's like, I have hardly anything to lose at this point. I need to just figure this shit out.
But he's gonna take that, you know, answer that you've given and basically hesitantly explain that he
Mhm.
would very much prefer not to. So yeah, he will not answer that question.
Mm-hmm. Then I'll explain, like, I'd love to take those reading cups off of you, but I'm also going to guess they're helping suppress whatever magics they might have upon you for the time being. So as soon as our mage is able to, we'll have him come down here and see what we can do about breakings. He's really good at breaking those sorts of connections, thus far at least. So lovely talking to you. I hope we can discuss more positive things in your future. Grab maps. Go.
So you're going to grab Math and go?
I don't want to leave him there.
Oh, I mean,
Seems-
Eckhart's still with you.
Yeah, I know. If I have an unconscious guy, maybe he won't confront me as immediately.
Oh, that's happened.
No, okay. I'm like, I
what
hope we
mage
can
are you
discuss more in
working
the
with?
future once my mage.
What is this about
see,
the maid?
this is after we leave.
As you're walking
oh,
out the door.
His name's Kadan Vedan. He also has been quite helpful and useful and
Kadarn, could you roll reputation?
oh no.
You're muted.
He's not
Simon.
a mage.
It's
You don't
very
get
useful and
all the I mean, he knows what's going on outside. There's a whole shit fest out
Is
there.
this person a mage?
No, they're a witcher.
So there are no +2s on that. It's just a 14.
You don't get the infamy +2. Yeah.
Straight 14.
It's not.
He looks like... I've heard the name, I do not. All the person. I do not believe that.
Probably not. Just saying, super nonchalant guy. Probably a little relieved that he doesn't know anything about Kadarin. Not like the 3-time orgy champion.
I'm
that
great at first impressions anyway.
That might have impressed him. You don't know.
I
You
don't
don't know.
want that. No. I'd rather him not know much about my friends.
So he will say,
Yeah, I don't think I have him over my shoulder. I think I've got him like football, old math.
oh, like Eckhart's just following behind you at this point.
Yeah, just lugging him along.
Where are you two headed?
I'm probably gonna hand math off to some servants or something to put him in his room with his wife.
If you go to do that, Eckhart will stop you.
Okay.
And he will say, let's ask that one question.
Out of us. Like he doesn't know anything. Brenna thinks, but she doesn't say that. She's like, this fool. This unconscious fool.
I'm intrigued. I wish to know. Also, I wish to meet your mage. Why don't you introduce me?
He's currently recovering from sepsis. Maybe once he's better.
I'm sure he'll be fine. He would desire entertainment if he is stuck in bed every day.
I think he's sleeping.
We can go wake him up.
She's like, oh no. It's like, it's just what druid stuff do you want to know?
He's messing around with blood. I want to know what he's doing with it and whether or not he's a threat to us.
A look crosses her. She can't even conceal it. But mostly because Math's unconscious. A look crosses her face of like a threat. Like this guy. Like it'd be like going, I need to determine if this is a threat. In her mind, she's like, I would be very surprised if he was a threat.
Because it would be surprising does not mean we should take...
I mean, if he was
This
a
is
threat, it'd
why-
be easily dealt with.
Threat assessment is important.
I've assessed a very low threat value. Carrying him. But we'll just put him in his room, 'cause he's a guest here. And then I will take you to the mage, Kadan, who is probably sleeping. Just
Hold. And then he will go over... Math, remind me, do you have hair?
No, bald. I rolled it. Shape. Bald shaved.
Then he will nick your finger with one of his knives. Not enough to do like anything more than just draw a little bit of blood.
like
onto,
the
a
finger
handkerchief.
prick.
Yeah,
Like
a
when
finger
you get,
prick.
like, yeah.
But, you know, that's it. So, you know, he'll just take it, you know, blot that, take the handkerchief with your blood on it, and put it in his pocket.
Mm-hmm. Just go upstairs. Just go upstairs.
He is also not making small talk. But then again,
Neither am I. We're just walking uncomfortably. He's probably fine. Brenna's uncomfortable. She's trying to play it off. No, she's not trying to play it off as school. She's just uncomfortable. It's nothing new for her though, being around cat witchers. So it's her normal. It's her baseline as far as he knows. Yeah. So just carry Math up.
to do a thing though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
While we're going up the stairs. Have to, you know, for
Brenna's eyes
my-
want to say help me, but she knows there's no one who can.
Sorry, I was doing math in my head. Okay. You know, needed to make a roll as he's just not saying anything, just kind of noting everything that he sees as you walk through the halls.
Yep. Just playing it cool. Playing it real cool.
How do you react to your guards and or servants as they acknowledge you through the halls?
Brenna isn't a whole like, yes, hello person to begin with, so she's just her normal like,
Okay.
Maybe a little stiffer than normal, but not in a, like a proper stiff, like just like an awkward stiff.
But I think if anyone registers that, I think
So there's obviously another Witcher walking right next to her right now.
And as he walks, you know, he just, if you are hesitant in answering, people kind of take it as a response to the current situation.
Yeah. She's never been like a super verbal responder anyway, so just her little like nod of like, I acknowledge you, that's fine, is typical. Just cool.
So it does not take you long to stop at the second floor to deposit Maff in his bed.
I do what I did that one time with Yanto, and I just tuck him in really good if his wife's not home. If his wife
is not currently here.
Then I tuck him in like I did Yanto that one time. Real snug.
Okay.
I think it's the only tucking Brenna knows how to do, honestly.
So Maff you are resting comfortably in your bed, fully
You're not swaddled though, just tucked.
Just tucked aggressively to the bed.
Aggressively tucked, yeah.
Aggressively tucked. And as you
and I slowly walk up to Kadar's room, I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, do I need to look at him to telepathy him? And I just like nonchalantly like, I have an itch. I just think, Dad, I don't know if you can hear me. The head of my Witcher school is here. He wants to speak with you. I'm so sorry. She doesn't know if it works through walls.
Out
or like through the door. She has no idea.
So
she's just thinking that the whole like stairwell and up to his door, just thinking at him. She's like, I don't know if I have to see you or not tonight. This stupid thing to pack. But I don't want you to be thinking that. Terrible. We have to act like he's not because he's the head of my school. Just you hear panicked Brenna thoughts. If it works through walls and doors, she has no idea how it works. But Kadarn's just getting rapid fire. Like, if it does work through things, yeah.
So Kadarn, how far out does the telepathy from the trophy work?
I think it's like 20 meters.
That's pretty good then.
It's either 20 or 12.
Okay.
Either way,
either one's pretty good.
Yes.
Meters is like times 3 feet. So yeah.
Well, it's technically like what you would think as like 10 squares when you're playing on a map.
Okay.
Enough that you can use it in combat, but not enough that you can just target someone like anywhere in the world and go like sup.
Cool. So the Kadarn would hear those. I know you can't respond, but I just wanted you to not be caught completely off guard. I don't know the questions he wants to ask you, but he wants to talk with you. I'm so sorry. And it does not shut up. I don't think you've ever heard Brenna talk this much rapid fire ever.
Do I hear them like approach the door? Because I know she's not like talking out loud, but do I hear them walk?
Only like 15 feet away now, but not far. I can see the door.
I don't think they're actively stealthing in this moment because Echo is acting in the same manner. He's basically acting like he's just another person who's here. That
just some cool cats walking down this hallway.
So
she might walk.
What I'm gonna do is
ever so slightly louder.
Kadarn will just out loud say like, I have been waiting.
God, no. She's like, this, you just hear this was a mistake. And then opens the door.
Hmm.
May
I
I
am
ask a
sitting-
rules question?
Yes.
So non-lethal damage doesn't take off of hit points, but of stamina. So I was wondering if Eckhart was, because I took all of my hit points off. Should I have been taking them off of stamina instead? This would have been the same result, but I'm just curious. Well, different because there's a difference.
You
between how
recover
many hit
stamina
points I have.
differently.
You recover stamina differently. Yes. So it would be under after. My apologies for having that lack of qualification, but yes, it would be off of stamina because if you drop to 0 stamina, you fall unconscious.
Okay.
And I open the door to Kadarn's room.
Kadarn would be not sitting in bed.
Because
Partly
he had
because
a minute and a half, 2 minutes heads up.
yes, but also if Brenna is rapid fire saying a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
um,
He's never heard her.
I
Communicate
don't
in
want
such a
to
fashion
be
before.
in a position where it would be hard for me to get out of the way. And I'm just going to be like standing in a corner, holding my staff with both hands,
Bleeding.
like
Oh my god. Oh no.
Yep.
You're a mental sigh. When she sees you and the door is open, she's like, allow me to make introductions. Okay, this is Kadana Vedan. Kadana Vedan, this is the head of the cat school.
a witcher.
God, you don't talk like this. You just hear it in your head. She wouldn't dare say it out loud right now, but he's privy to her snark via telepathy now.
He kind of walks over to you and then just kind of, with one finger, pushes against your shoulder to see how stable you are at the moment.
Can I do something retroactively?
Oh.
Glamour.
Nah, that would be
I mean, you are completely recovered at this point in time. You have all of your hit points back, all your
Yes.
stamina, and you
No,
longer
you
have
don't
the,
have all. You don't have all of your hit points back. You're treated, but you won't. He don't have all of his hit points until he finishes recovery actions. The recovery actions are gonna. He needs to have the night of recovery because you only recover the number of hit points
morning.
equal to your recovery every night. He's just treated at this
been-
point.
Is this a new day though?
No.
This is a new
Yeah, it
day
is.
after.
This is 2 days after
2
your.
days, yeah.
So
Okay, so I do get like one more. Okay, cool.
So you get like 3, so 6 for the well
Ardzo.
okay, so then when 12 for Ardzo because he did those twice.
Basically, I just
Uh,
need to know
yeah.
after I left last time.
it
So
didn't change
mid-break.
dates.
Breakpoint of the last game, has it changed?
It has not
No.
changed days.
Okay,
It's been
so
like
I
an
was
hour-
already
an hour or two.
where I was supposed to.
Yeah.
Except you
I
get
just-
one more.
Yeah, you get
'Cause,
to add one more because you are treated.
One more set of 3. Yeah, one more set of 3 plus your recovery.
So
from
nothing
the last.
nothing retroactively. I'll just let him touch me.
Yep. He kind of like pokes
What
you.
are you doing?
You're looking pretty good for suffering from sepsis.
Magic.
You hear somehow a mental eye roll, but Brenna remains composed.
We have one of the best doctors the continent has to offer.
That is true.
But I doubt you have come to me for healing magic. You don't look wounded yourself.
Nothing visible that you can see. He does not appear to be wounded in any way, shape, or form. If you want to know more, you
No.
have to roll awareness.
You know what? I will.
I'm scared.
21.
He is not currently injured. You can see a couple scars and some shift in his left shoulder with a little stiffness. Not enough to impede his movement, but enough that you know, there's probably some scarification that is.
Did he poke me on the left shoulder?
No, probably. Yeah, because he reached out with his right hand.
I will poke him on the left shoulder.
He doesn't flinch, but you can feel like as you do, it's like a little slower to move kind of thing. It's an old wound that's healed over, but there's probably
Scar tissue.
Favor your right side.
Huh?
I say you favor your right side.
Or a sword.
So why did you come to see me? We are in the middle of a
Evaluating
siege,
everyone.
and I.
Evaluating everyone attached to our Brenna.
To our Brenna? Are you family?
Yes.
You just hear like a
I'll lean over to look at Brenna. Look at
not
him.
blood related,
Look at
Kadan.
Brenna. Ah.
Hat school.
Fellow child soldier. Yes. Fire.
Mercenary.
Pet
mercenary, be
project
more accurate.
of my professor. Yes, I know who you are. I know what you are, then. Welcome.
I met the druid. His head met
My
the floor.
sympathies. Oh, you didn't need to do that.
Oh, he's still alive.
I hope, otherwise you wouldn't. I am rather busy, as you might have noticed. We are in the middle of a siege. So if you have any questions about Brenna, ask them now. I can tell you a lot about Brenna. I have
She's like,
seen things
don't you
that none others
even
have seen
mention.
ever before.
don't you- Oh, dissection, that's fine. You can talk about that. Don't talk about some of the other stuff. I would never forgive you.
I just needed to evaluate everyone involved. You seem competent, although I have been surprised before.
There anywhere on the continent you would rather be than here? I can bring you there in the blink of an eye.
No, but I thank you. We have business to discuss, Brenna and I. Contracts to fulfill, financials for us.
Middle
also
of a
to-
siege.
I was
But
in
you
the
don't care.
neighborhood and the siege occurred first.
No,
Also,
what I mean is, our resources are better diverted to the siege first, if you do not mind waiting. It's not like you were going to die of old age.
that
No,
has
the
yet to be
monsters will get him
confirmed or
first.
denied.
That's also true.
Well, so far,
Hasn't happened yet.
0 witchers have died of old age.
This is also true. I am more concerned at the moment about a rumor that I heard that you were in attendance, so I must ask, how was the wedding?
Oh!
He reaches out and kind of grabs the back of Brenna's neck. Or just the back of her armor to pull her back in.
She doesn't leave the room. She just sinks back into the wallpaper of the room a little bit.
What do
more.
you want to know? The food? Dancing? The music? The vampires?
The oath sworn. Well, vampires are an intriguing diversion. I would love to know more about that.
Some Brooksing.
Brooks's. Just wedding crashers. You know how they are.
You know how them Brookses are, crashing all them weddings all the time.
I've only beheaded 2. Yeah, I've only beheaded 2 in the last few months. My contribution. Now, as far as oaths are concerned, I might not be the best person to speak to. See, I was paying attention to other things during the wedding.
Like the food.
Like the Bruxes.
Hmm.
So you will have to excuse me. I do not know what exactly you are looking for. But between you and I, and only you and I, you could just ask her husband.
That was next on the list, but you're a mage and you have better awareness skill than he might. One would know that if there was coercion of a magical variety involved, if there were magical vows made at the time of the wedding, anything that would undermine our ability to function as a... well... to show proof of coercion of why Brenna would violate our cardinal rule.
Oh, you have a cardinal rule.
Don't get involved in human politics.
Oh no, believe me, her husband is not a political man.
He is one step below the king of this country and the border lord for this nation.
The fact that I did not even know that until today shows you the political reach this man has.
Or your incompetence.
You are talking to one of the most powerful mages from Banard.
That doesn't tell me that you're
Left.
politically connected or aware.
I do not need to be politically connected. There are things in this world, and I just motion at my window,
At the window.
that are way more important than
A wild
political
hunt.
quarrels and lines in the sand. Wouldn't you agree?
We need to that important. Our ability to function as witchers and not get dragged into human politics and begin to serve various lords as cutthroats and assassins, also equally as important.
You are about, what, second, third generation project from the original? Don't start with this whole not getting involved in human affairs. You were created by a madman to literally meddle with human affairs, specifically their safety.
Not their politics.
But they both go hand in hand. A safe kingdom that doesn't need to divert resources to the defense of their cities and settlements from monsters means that they can, well, one, have the resources to wage wars with each other, but also they have a ton of fighting men and women that need to be pointed at something to stab. If not the monsters, then each other. The more you do your work, the more the humans are going to just stab at each other with spears, swords, and whatever.
Not our problem, not our mandate. Unless, of course, Brenda's violated that problem and mandate. Violated that mandate and made it our problem. Sorry, that was my...
I can, you remind me of something. Thank you, by the way. I didn't get your name, Mr.
I
Cat.
introduced you. Brenna mutter behind it.
Eckhart.
Mr. Eckhart. I happen to know where your creator is.
Interesting.
Would you like to have a chat with him about what the
Would you
purpose
like to come
of
to
your
tea?
order is?
No.
Now we could.
We've moved beyond his belief and understanding of what we were created for, and now have our own purposes and ideology. Why would we go back to in that enslavement?
Well, perhaps Brenna's moved beyond your purpose and ideology. What then?
I would
What
have to kill
happens
her.
when members of your order decide to move on to greener pastures, to change how they act and what they do?
They act within the bonds of our own order and understanding. What we are, what we are not. Good for them. If, however, they bring us into a position of conflict, draw attention to us, put us in a position where we will be harmed or hunted down and murdered, because, let's be honest, there's a shit ton more of them than there are of us. We remove the problem.
Well, then, I am not your problem, and I have other problems. I bid thee a good day, sir.
Just step forward and hand Kadarn my notes from from the interrogations with the guys that our interrogator got, and also her personal notes from the not about the unicorns, but about the mage from the Wild Hunt and how there's probably some magic placed upon him that's binding him. But he would love to not be bound if you want to look into that.
Remind me, Deirdre, we had shackled them with the Meridium.
There's
Yes.
one.
Right?
You left. You left
one on the.
He still has.
Cool.
Yeah, and she would make note that the cuffs are still on due to figuring out that information.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'd give you because it'll take you a few minutes to read through those notes, but she'd just hand them to you before leaving for the next torture.
As you hand those over, Eckhart's like, I think I should like to meet your husband. Don't worry, you can stay here, and he will walk out the.
He said that to Kadarn or to me? To me?
I don't have a husband.
He said I could stay
Should
here.
go.
She's like,
No,
I don't know if I should stay or go. But she says that telepathically because she knows he can still hear her. And she's like, don't say anything in response yet. He can still hear you. Okay, now. And she would just give you that look.
So if Gavril is out of
Yes.
the picture, it's you and Detlef, right?
Don't even mention that right now.
You said I could speak.
She's like, I don't even know anymore.
Well, now that I'm
You
motioning
look
to myself
some
staying
better.
in.
Yes.
Yes.
You walk around. Is that it?
I need what?
Can you like walk around extended periods? If that was that it? The standing. Is that how are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Could be better. I
Okay.
still need to. I need a nap and a sandwich. But before I do so,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go see the prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
You should probably save your husband from whatever
I'll
this
try.
murderous person is going to do to him, because I'm fairly certain you're about to be widowed. And
Oh no.
we have tea. And by we, I mean me, but
Tea?
no one mentioned.
Is this the thing you wouldn't talk about earlier? Tea?
Yes.
Wait, is this tea with you know who? Because she put together like, I know where their creator is. Like it just now clicks, and she's like, you're having tea with King Alzor?
Yes, he's my professor. I did ask for an extension because I had sepsis. I do believe
Yes.
it's an acceptable excuse.
I think so.
However, yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to make the man wait. We have tea time in Oxenford
Okay.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All right, I'm going with you. She points a quill at
That
you.
was the whole point. So if you
Okay.
could just get rid of your Witcher
How-
pal, boss,
I don't really have that authority.
superior, Witcher daddy. I don't know.
He's
how to
not.
call
No,
them.
he's not. No, don't ever call him that.
But he seems to be wearing some sort of like leather thing going on.
We're cat witches. We all wear leather. It's the lightest armor.
Anyway, go check up on Daddy. I'll
He's
go
not-
check
no,
up on
no.
Math and the prisoner and
Math is-
Arzo.
Oh, he knocked
And the
Math
4 of
unconscious. I'm afraid that Math is going to be very
I
unhappy when
can
he wakes
wake
up.
Math up.
Yes, you deal with Math, and I will endure the head of my school.
I'm just looking intently at my suitor points, like wondering if what would be worse, reopening the wound or handle Math.
You already said you'd do it.
Anyway, we don't have a whole lot of time.
No,
I'm
no.
not going to have a whole lot of energy. I need to brief you all on this.
Okay. Could you hear me
First,
through
Math
the
and the
walls, by the
prisoner.
way? That's
The
not
what,
something
the
else,
what?
yes.
The
You
what,
could
the
hear
what?
me through the wall, by the way. It's good to know. I don't know how this thing works.
Yes, but I cannot answer.
No, but it was good. It's good to know that you can at least hear me through walls in case something
Unless
happens.
you hunt another Bruxa. Oh, ask your daddy if you have any like.
No,
Bruxa
I'm
trophies.
not going to answer anything you use
No,
that
but
language for.
Stiga Castle probably has a bunch of monster parts.
Possibly. I don't feel like I'm in a very critical position right now. I don't think I'm in the position to ask for any brooks or hard favors.
Yes, but while he's here, he's not
You
there.
ask him. Oh, you want to? I would not do that. There's a lot
No,
of bitches
if
in
I
right
do
now.
it, it's stealing. If you do it, it's borrowing.
No, that's not how that works.
You do not have tools that you can just borrow for hunts.
The hearts aren't tools. Those are mutagen components. They're not exactly like take one, leave one. They're just they're dished out according to rank and things. Let me tell you what, I'm not very high ranking.
Oh, wait, are you like a forever apprentice? Were you a Witcher intern?
They don't have interns. There's just like if you made it to Witcher status, you're better than like the dead. But you know, there's
Oh my. Oh, wait. Without your title.
yes, Kadan, I'm a terrible Witcher. The whole world knows. I'm somehow still alive and I'm working with what I've got.
That changes everything.
What do you mean?
I operated under the assumption that we were somewhat equal. Now I realize I do have and hold a lot of power over you, and I apologize if it made you feel uncomfortable in my presence.
Witcher? I don't know, Witcher. Kadan, I've known him the low with
You
cats on the
you
totem
can't
pole
even speak
for
properly.
a very long time. I do not need to be reminded of it now. I already have a constant reminder. Downstairs, talk with my husband. I should go and accept that. And she leaves.
I get my stuff, and I'm going to go check on Math first. Oh, I'm gonna shout out to Brenna in the corridor though. Where is Math?
He's in his room. I tucked him in.
Thanks, Mom.
You'll see he's tucked in, like to partially restrain him.
Like you did to me.
No, she tucked you in much nicer, actually.
Oh.
You weren't like restrained tucked. She's
Okay,
only
I
reserved
wasn't-
that for Yant.
Out of
I
game,
only
I
reserved
wasn't
that
sure.
for Trooper. You know, she tucked Kadarn in nicely.
Oh.
But Matt would be able to get out that tucking fairly easily. He wasn't
He would.
like
No, but
in
it
the-
would
in this sort
it
of
would
like the
slow
terrible
him
position
down.
that your brother was.
No, it would just slow him down a little. That is all you need.
We're
We'll
gonna-
both
Math.
rush downstairs.
We're gonna follow Kadarn as he goes down one flight of stairs to the guest room that Lord Mafvaren is located in. At this point, given the time difference between, you know, conversation, the questioning in the dungeon, the tucking in, the conversation
waking up.
upstairs, you're definitely waking up by this point.
Well, I have to make a stun save first, or else I will not be waking up.
Well, I mean, you recovered your stamina.
Yeah, but you have to make a stun save, or you will
Yeah, but
still
what's
not
your
wake up.
stun? Like 10?
Yes. Uh, okay,
You good?
I did. I'm awake. Well, I probably will wake up when you come in.
Yeah.
Probably still
Bam,
not
bam, bam.
waked.
But you're still suffering from the
No,
effects of the
eat.
concussion because you've not been treated.
Yeah. And I'm not even been stabilized.
I
I've been not
provided
been
no medical.
No.
I was just like, let's just deal with this. Like one step at a time.
Probably there's no answer, like in a timely way.
Bam, 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 bam.
But I think
Math.
sort of like
Lord. Math.
what kind of rooms are on this floor? So this
It's
is
a
not
nice
for like
guest room.
special guests.
No, you're not a
but,
special guest, but it's a nice guest room. It's where most of the people
How
stay
many
for the wedding.
rooms?
Two.
2 rooms. So
You know,
like
you've got
a
the-
sitting room and a.
You've got
Yeah.
the main. You've got a sitting area in front of the fireplace. You've got in the bedroom, and then there's like a washroom off to the side.
Mm.
Okay.
Private washroom though, that's nice.
Because remember, we've established that you have the hot springs underneath, and that each of the rooms
Yes.
has their own.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Quite
why Eleanor
luxury.
loves coming to visit, because she can get her own hot tub.
Uh-huh.
You'll probably have to wait like a little bit, and then he'll sort of get up, right? Be reeling still because he's got a deadly,
Concussed.
difficult concussion. He's sort of feeling a bit nauseated. You probably have to wait a little bit longer, and then he'll sort of get up with his staff and move over
Oh
to the
no,
door.
I do not wait a bit longer, by the way. If you do not answer after I've knocked 3 times, I come in.
We've been through
Oh,
enough shit to know that
yeah.
you're probably missing at this point, so we should just walk in.
So you probably see him, right, and he's just sort of trying to get upright at this moment.
Math.
Freedom
Like a
Orgy
little-
Champion Kadan. There's trouble. We have to go and save the Countess. Someone has come in and attacked me in the middle of the some villain came, some sort of rogue witcher came and attacked me in the hallway, just out of nowhere. And we have to, most likely, he's here for evil purposes. There's been another breach. We have to find who this malefactor is and take him down.
He is Brenna's Witcher daddy. You do not want to mess with him. He likes to poke at people, but I poked him back.
Her father's a witcher? Did not think that was possible.
No, it's more like a father role, like a what's the word?
A stepfather.
No,
A father
but like
figure?
A father figure.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
A
She does
mentor?
not see him that way at all whatsoever.
It's very edible. Don't worry.
Well, he attacked me, and I have guest rights, and I want him ejected from this castle immediately.
He will be ejected from the castle once he's through with Gavril.
Well, he should be ejected. He attacked.
Not
me.
my castle.
Guest.
Not my rules.
I know. I will
But I
speak
need
to
you,
the Countess about this.
Lord Math.
What?
We have bigger fishes to fry. I don't think you druids fry fishes. We have bigger
I eat fish.
nuts to eat. Oh, okay.
I just don't slaughter fish willy-nilly, upsetting the balance of nature. Also, don't speak so loudly.
Do you need
I'm actually...
my healing expertise? You've done it for me. I can do it for you.
Yes. No, I was going to do it myself, but I was going to let you finish talking first before I did this. Yes, please, go ahead.
We have more important business on a, let's say, metaphysical plane. It is orders of magnitude more important than a witcher coming in to evaluate what is apparently, from her own mouth, the worst witcher on the continent.
Well, I'm sure that's not true. She's just humble. Please, have a seat. Have a seat.
humble self-esteem issues?
Yeah, I
Hey!
was gonna say self-esteem, but I'm just gonna sit down on a. I figure like there's like a chair in a corner or something.
Like there's a
All
bench at
right,
the
if
end of
you
the
want.
bed, kind of thing, and a small sitting area right in front of the fireplace.
If
Yeah,
you
but
wish
is
to
it the
speak
kind of bench that has like those like wrist ties at the end?
Not in the guest rooms.
Not in this room.
Okay. Just
Not
checking.
in these guest rooms either.
So, if you're here to speak metaphysical, I'm happy to do so. I imagine you're having some sort of crisis about the sort of chaotic nature of your magic, and you wish to know something about the ways of magic that is natural to this place, and I'm here for you to listen to your crisis about this. Go ahead.
Not a crisis. We have tea. We've been
That's not a
invited to
metaphysical
tea.
crisis.
It is
What?
because the
Are
person.
you allergic to tea?
No, the person we are going to have tea with is probably responsible for what's going outside.
The wild thornberries. So we've
I
been
think we
invited
can
to
say their
tea.
names now. They're right here.
Oh, all right then. We're going to be having tea with the wild hunt. Do you think that's wise,
We're
Your Majesty?
going to be having tea with. Did you call me Your Majesty?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. But I figured it since we are alone.
No, I
it'll be all
appreciate
right.
that much more than the other title.
Well, I know I cannot use this title when we're in
Forgot
public.
about that
or-
for a
No,
moment.
no. Just say it with a lowercase m. It's gonna know.
Oh, all right. Although I imagine if I called you Your Majesty, people would understand what rank I'm speaking to in the same way that I say Your Grace. People understand what rank that is.
Depends on where you are. Anyway, not the issue.
I just wouldn't want to out you as a secret king, especially considering how dangerous all this is.
And suddenly Kader and Simon remembers why you said this.
Yes, it took me a second to remember. Yeah, that's why he called you Your Majesty, is
Oh.
because your lies.
I thought it
lies.
was just you mixing up.
No,
Oh, no.
he's not that
Oh,
concussed.
no.
No, it's the stupid your wife Eleanor, and you're both the king and queen of the Wild Hunt. Yes.
Yes,
The-
yes, I
we
didn't
are-
forget.
We are having we're having tea with my old professor.
Oh, well, that seems a bit difficult considering that we're under siege. And why is your old professor? Your old professor isn't here, as far as I know. I don't recall seeing your old professor. And how? It seems that having tea with the old professor seems not that urgent, considering all the things that we've got going on.
My old professor is Alzor.
Oh. Oh.
And he reached out to me while I was in bed.
Hmm.
We are to meet with him tomorrow to hear him out. And I need to stress this. We hear him out first. Because regardless of what happens, we need to deal with the situation outside.
Oh. It seems that we've got two things at once, but we're going to have to arrest this fellow and take him to justice.
After
Or just murder
we've
him
heard
right
him
there.
out.
Well, all right, after he's been heard out, then I will arrest him. Well, you know. You'll have to note that I'm not in
Do you
I'm
have
not in-
jurisdiction in Oxenford?
I've jurisdiction wherever I want. I'm a druid. Wherever there's nature, no fugitive can just run away from me. If I'm
Oxenford
there
is
where
a
there's a
city.
fugitive.
It's not in the middle of nowhere.
No, I don't care. No one can stop me if I want to go and apprehend them in the name of nature, because before there were cities, there was nature. This is the problem with all this modern civilization. Not understanding, they sort of impose their
Where's the eye roll counter over here?
Yeah.
What was it again?
sort of eye rolls. Yeah.
Oh, it's eye roll. Thank you. My Lord Math.
Yes, Your Majesty.
First, you need to get back on your feet properly.
It'll take me a few days.
I can speed up the process.
Again, even as speedy as possible will take a few days.
I need to see to the prisoner downstairs. Would you want me to
which
go and
prisoner?
fetch Artzo? Mage.
I don't know anything about that. Which mage?
Oh, I thought Brenna had told you.
Told me what?
Oh. Oh.
No,
Huh.
because he thought we were having an affair. Myrna doesn't know this, so she didn't mention anything. She thought maybe you told him. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
We have a wild hunt. We have multiple wild hunt prisoners.
Oh, when did that happen?
When I decided to take a little jaunt outside for fun.
Was this when you came to get me in the tent?
Right after.
Or Thor.
Oh, right before. Right before. My bad.
Oh.
You cannot fault me for mixing events. I had sepsis, you know?
Oh no. So you went out on a daring sort of foray into the enemy camp. That's very brave of you, Your Majesty. I can see why the Wild Hunts want you back.
There are many reasons why the Wild Hunt wants me, but
Yes, but they
I-
cannot have you.
no, and they can't have their 2 prisoners, at least not until we release them. The point is,
No.
they're most of the mages keeping this supernatural fog out.
Hmm.
They were part of my school once.
Bernard?
Yes, they were snatched out of their beds by the Wild Hunt,
Yeah.
taken prisoner,
And then
turned
taken
into
prisoner.
slaves.
It's terrible.
A horrible faith, except one that we could use to our advantage. They don't want to fight for their masters. They want to be free. And I
But
believe
yet they are
even
fighting.
they're fighting out of fear.
Hmm.
We can turn that around.
How do you propose to do that?
First, by hearing out the other prisoner. Then, by having tea with my professor. And then, if all of my options are exhausted, I set fire to this entire mountain pass.
Well, no, don't do that. That you would do so much ecological damage. That would be terrible. Shouldn't do that at all.
Everything grows back after. You'll have plenty of blueberries.
No, but you see, there are. You don't understand this. You don't understand nature. Trees are not just easily replaceable. Some trees, yes, but some trees have within them a special heart, and they are irreplaceable. They're the source of much important things. They're sacred, you see, and you can't just willy-nilly run around burning forests. There are
Well,
all
then,
sorts of
could you
things that
make
would be.
those sacred trees immune to flames?
Well, they'd have to go and search them out, find out what's there. And there's also animals and all that. Just willy-nilly forest fires, it's not a good idea. I suppose
Like
you
I
could
said,
actually reveal yourself as the
exhausted.
king, and
It
then you
is
could then.
only if I exhaust everything else, Math. I do not want to burn down an entire forest.
Yes.
Not on the regular.
Yes,
Yeah, but
well,
I'm
you
not going to
shouldn't do
say
such a thing.
again.
No, he's smarter than that. He's
Yes,
not the one
yes,
concussed.
yeah. You'll have to go and find some way other than sort of large-scale ecological destruction. I'm sure there is. But you see, maybe perhaps revealing yourself as the true heir of the Wild Hunt might get them to follow you, rather than these usurpers.
The problem is the usurpers are the one holding the chains right now.
Yes, yes. And if they hold them through fear, I'm not quite certain how you're going to convince them to abandon their captors.
Because currently, these prisoners are fighting for their wardens against the very world they belong to.
Yes,
They're not
yes,
fighting
but
for home.
Yes, but as you said, just revealing yourself won't get them to give up. So what exactly will get them to give up if they're being ruled by fear? Then I don't quite see how you'll just get them to stop.
We spread hope.
By revealing yourself as the true king.
No, by revealing that if they overthrow their masters here and now, we can save them. If they do that wherever the Wild Hunt comes from, we can't go and help them. But here and now is the only chance they have. Between that and or death and or centuries of enslavement. What do you think they'll take? Especially since they've been taken from their home a scant few months ago.
Hmm. It's possible. Uh, But after all, this I leave to your discretion, Your Majesty. You are, after all, most acquainted with these things, and as a king, you are trained in leadership and these matters. So I do defer to your wisdom in this one.
I haven't been trained, Math. That was the whole point.
Well, you know, the blood will out and all that. These things.
Yeah. Blood that I've lost a lot recently.
Yes, yes. Well, there are innate qualities and nobility, and if you are you're the king of the Wild Hunters, and I'm sure you have these innate abilities as well. And I'm sure that you will rise to the occasion and perhaps take this army and become the head of this army, come back and defeat your usurpers, and travel back to this dimension, and well,
It would
I
make
believe
for
in
a
you.
nice return of the king, but for now we are going to
We could make a
focus
fellowship, you know.
on the... Yes, but let's focus on the two prisoners.
All right. Yes, well, I'm going to put a cold compress on my head. You know, all of that. I will be here resting. Probably need about 4 days or such, 4 or 5 days before I'm up to snuff. Maybe a bit longer.
We have to go and have tea tomorrow.
Yes, well, if I'm not allowed to arrest him at this moment, then I don't know if there's much purpose of me going.
Because I wanted you there.
Yeah, I understand this, Your Majesty. But I will not be in tip-top condition. I've been injured by this rogue witcher who should be ejected, or perhaps arrested even, as soon as possible. Really should be
Yes,
arrested, to be honest.
he seems to think of himself as some sort of citizen of the world, beyond any laws or some such.
Well, yes, but he should still be arrested for grievous bodily injuries.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I am not going to conduct the arrests. I am
No,
not
of course not.
a
Of course,
figure of
I
authority
understand.
here.
Yes, yes, of course. But when I see Her Grace, I'll mention it. Yes. So I shall. Right now, I'm feeling a bit injured. Although my ribs are fine. But yes, I'm going to make a concoction and some such of some herbs. Treat my injuries and keep me in the loop, will you? I'm
If you
glad that
need-
your foray was helpful.
Hoping so too. If you need, I can concoct something based on the mandrake root. It's all natural.
Oh, I appreciate natural things, natural words. You know, I do have things to research that I'll have to just wait later. I want to take care of Lord Ardzo. He has things that should be taken care of. So many things to do, so little time to do them in. Well, do well with your prisoners. Convince them. I am sure. Oh, 1 moment. Wait. Your Majesty, I believe that you will inspire those prisoners down below to throw off their shackles and throw their lot in with their true king. And I believe that you will carry the day.
Thank you.
And please note
You are
that you have
concussed.
my thoughts. Yes, I know. But I wanted to give you a pep talk before you went down there.
I appreciate it. I shall leave you to your concoction.
Concoction's different. That's me.
Didn't you say you
Yes.
were going to? Good luck.
Yes.
And he's just gonna turn around and head to the prisoners.
And as Kadarin goes down the stairs, we're going to follow. We're going to sideswipe back in time as Brenna is making her way after
Power walking. Power walking.
power walking.
Power walking.
I have stabilized myself,
Very
job.
good.
so I'm no longer
Mega concussed. Just a little concussed.
a little bit concussed.
Baby concussion.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, still a severe concussion. He's just less likely to die from it. As you are power walking through your
Acknowledging no
Castle.
one.
yes, you'll notice that Eckhart isn't stealthing. He's just walking
Yeah.
at speed. You know, he's not power walking, but he's not walking slowly. He's just walking.
No, I had to
purposefully.
catch up. That's all.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm telling
Imagine
you,
I
he's not
catch
rushing.
up because I had that conversation with Kadarin. I catch up right before he gets to Gavril. And I don't
Yeah.
telepathy my husband because he doesn't know I have that. So that I don't want to unsettle him right before talking to the Witcher.
So Gavril is currently sorry.
No, he was dealing with nobles earlier.
Yeah, he was in the throne room, but now he's kind of moved himself
Back to
off.
his office.
Not to his office because he still wanted to be kind of seen, but the kind of
Okay.
like
It's like a
those
s-
sitting
side.
areas that are along the outside of
Yeah.
the courtyard that he kind of has made his points where he will be seen.
But have more privacy.
Yeah, and you know, kind of like he can receive papers and like deal with actual business, but if there's something that, you know, needs to be discussed privately or even publicly, you know, people can approach him in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So he's there. No one's currently with him at the moment.
Good. That's better
Well,
than it could be.
Let me phrase that. Constantine is, you know, kind of
None of the
none of the nobles
guests or problem people. Yes, that's fine. Constantine can be there.
are. Constantine is there. He's
fine with
slide,
that.
and Eckhart kind of walks directly up to him. Count Gavril von Welder. I totally blanked on his name for a moment. I was
It
like,
happens. It's okay.
Count Gavril von Welder. I am Eckhart of the Cat School. I have a couple questions, if you don't mind. Gavril is you know, he's up and walking around. There's like, you can see where the bandage is on
Yeah,
his shoulder.
he was just shot. He's gonna be
twice.
fine.
Yeah, he was shot twice.
He's fine. He'll be fine. He'll just walk it off. Be fine.
He recovered. He's fine. He's been treated. It's all good.
Yeah, he's doing better than he didn't get sepsis or a concussion. He's fine.
But a bodkin arrow through the shoulder is not a.
It's not a good day, but he's not gonna die.
He will not die. So as he's you know, looks up and, you know, kind of acknowledges this moment, and then looks at kind of like, excuse me, so sorry. He kind of looks up as Eckhart doesn't wait to be invited and just sits down.
Yeah, that's cat school witchery. Brenna's like that sometimes, so it shouldn't be too much of a shock.
And he's not sitting too close to Gavril. He's also not
Mhm.
in any way appears
He's
to
sitting
be
a respectful distance position. Yeah.
less respectful and more of a Look, I'm telling
polite.
you, your bodyguard, that I'm not within a blade's thrust immediately.
Yeah, which is what I meant by respectful.
Oh, there's that. Okay,
Witcher
yes.
respectful.
Witcher respectful. This is true.
It's a different. It's not noble respectful. It's Witcher respectful. They're two different things.
He kind of glances at you as you approach. What do you do?
I definitely cool my power walk to a normal walk as I get hit like the green, so as to not seem as perturbed and or panicky as I am on the inside. And I'll just. He said I didn't have to accompany him, but he also didn't just say stay here. So I did accompany him. It's fine. Yeah, I'll just have a seat just next to my husband. That seems. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit next to. I'll sit. I'll sit right between. If there's a spot in the middle, that's where I
it's like
sit.
it's this like it's like
There's
for
like
lack of
three
better-
benches, and he's on one,
Yeah.
and Gabriel's on the other. I sit on the middle one.
Yeah, it's the middle one. It's
I
like kind of
sit
this,
on the middle one.
You sit in the middle. And Constantine or Gavril looks up at Constantine and just kind of gestures with a hand, and Constantine will let those heavy velvet drapes fall. Acts as both like a moderate amount of sound barrier, but also like to prevent them from being disturbed, and it's kind of like a visual cue to anyone else that Gavril is conducting very important business.
Brenna's really not sure if she wants to be here for this conversation, but not knowing was maybe worse, so that's why she's here. She's like, do I want to know? No. But do I not want to know more? Yes. Do I not want to? Yeah, okay.
You want to be in the dark? No.
No, that's worse somehow.
Welcome. I am, of course, Gavril. You've met. Lovely. Wonderful. This is a pleasure to meet you, Master Eckhart. It's been too long since a member of your order, other than Brenna, has been in our country. What may we do for you? Understands, of course, that certain things are limited given the current environments. And Eckhart will kind of... He's not relaxed, but he's not
on edge.
Yeah, and he's not...
He's Witcher relaxed.
Yeah, he's Witcher relaxed.
Again, they're different.
We're
built
Witcher,
different.
He's Witcher in the field relaxed, not Witcher at home relaxed.
We don't count that as being Witcher relaxed. Witcher at school is a different. That's Witcher at home, which is kind of how Brenna acts here more than she does at the cat school. So that's a whole different story. Yeah, he's acting like relaxed Witcher, not at home Witcher. Brenna's like at home Witcher, and not. She might be a little bit more towards relaxed Witcher at the moment because Jersey.
There was we were concerns that there were some reports of course, current environment, but we hadn't heard from Brenna in Valsace and we were concerned. We also hadn't heard anything until we got the announcement of the joyful announcement of your wedding. And now I'm going to be talking to myself.
Yeah.
Why did I do this to myself? And Gavril says, well,
you can paraphrase if you want to.
Yes,
just avoid talking to yourself.
Gavril is addresses this and it's kind of like
Brenna doesn't want to say I forgot because I don't like y'all, but I try not to think about y'all. But she doesn't say that. That's what happened.
We are so sorry that communication must have gotten lost. I will have to address it with my messengers to ensure that it doesn't happen again. But we are quite pleased that I was quite pleased that Brenna agreed to formalize our relationship after 30 years.
Bead of sweat just down the back of the neck, creeping down the spine.
So she, and there's a kind of like tense, polite conversation as they go through. I'm going to make 2 rolls.
Oh no. I'm ready.
1. 2. Okay. And then 1.
Oh. Oh no.
You get Gavril seems to relax halfway through this conversation. He kind of leans back, he smiles, he's polite.
Oh no, did he Witcher signed something?
No.
Okay, good. That would have been like, do that to my husband. He's had enough mind control as it is.
No, but you would know, and even everyone here would know that Witchers can't do signs without the gestures.
Okay,
there's
good.
no way to get their spell.
I wasn't sure if he was just super sneaky.
Maybe a Griffin School Witcher could do the basic signs,
but not the advanced ones.
But not the advanced ones.
Sure.
And
cool.
But no Witcher that you have ever heard of can do the signs without.
I just don't know who had the
gestures.
+16 and the 18 is what they're for. I'm like, oh no. We'll find out.
So the conversation goes back and forth. It seems relatively pleasant. Gavril is answering questions in a way that you know, is basically like, yes, we're sorry that you didn't get the invitation. We had sent one and hoped that you would attend. Yes, this was shortly after I was ensorcelled by a horrible Bruxa, and which I would never have married her. And you know, that had been my choice if she had not done so. Brenna has always been my beloved. And Eckhart seems to be going along with this until it finally gets to a point. It's like, well, I must ask a very important question. Count Gavril, what vows did Brenna take? Did she violate her vow to us?
The cold bead of sweat just keeps, it's like halfway down now. Like it was like by the shoulder blades and it just drips a little faster for a second. And just like, huh. She's like, I don't think so. I don't remember. So it was a busy day.
This leads to a very important question.
Mm-hmm.
Lindy.
Yes.
Given what I know of Brenna as a character.
Yes.
And given certain personality traits that Brenna has.
Sure.
Gavril would have offered the very traditional vows of love, honor, and obey.
Oh.
Did Brenna take those vows as the wedding?
I don't think she would have done the obey. I think she would have done the love and honor.
Okay.
I think she's too used to like the cat school, what grip they have on her. She doesn't want that in any other. She doesn't want that feeling of that. Also, he knows she's a sub. It's not like it's gonna be an issue.
No, that's why he offered it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, we could make this formal. Okay, you don't want that, that's fine. So he would tell Eckhart that if my summing my father vowed to love and honor, of course. And Eckhart seems to slightly relax at that.
Yeah, Brenna doesn't like being told what to do unless she's in the mood to be told what to do. She's a little particular like that, because Yanto would tell her to do things, so she'd be like, no. So that's part of her personality, for sure. So I don't think she would have that last one in there. Just love and honor.
So Eckhart seems to relax a little bit at that.
Okay.
Smiles. It's like, Well, and he'll turn to look at Brenna. Given the current events and the unfortunate individuals outside, and how much other things I have to do, we shall table the rest of this discussion until you get home for the winter, so that we can address how the school will deal with and plot and arrange this.
She's
will
like,
be seeing.
that's a problem for future Brenna. If I live till next winter, winter might come real early with the wild hunt, but who the fuck cares?
Also, you might want to investigate that. I don't know. There's something odd about your self. You might want to consult one of the doctors at the school.
Said herself like, who, me? I mean, recent doctor visits have all turned up the base level of normal I was the last time I was at the school.
Perhaps it is mere complication caused by the populations at the south side, but
She's thinking to herself, oh god, did fucking a higher vampire change me somehow? She's like, I don't know if that, but I'm not saying that out loud in front of these two people in particular. She just now has an additional concern that gets piled on top of like the very delicately balanced concern pile. It's like Jenga. She's like stacking the new concern Jenga block on top. It's like, what kind of thing do you? What are you picking up? I'm a little curious and concerned.
you are not currently. At times, you seem to make the medallion vibrate, but not enough to actually be concerned or actually be worried that you are. Say you are. Enough that I notice. So perhaps it is something that you should address.
Look at my medallion, which is not moving.
Nope, your medallion is not moving.
That is quite peculiar.
Neither his is not currently moving either.
Yeah, so it just does it sometimes. She's like, is there another invisible thing in this? That's. And then she thinks of that. She's like, no, he doesn't set off medallions. I don't know. This is strange. I'll have to look out for invisible things now.
Well then.
I stopped my telekinesis on his medallion.
Yeah, you aren't anywhere nearby.
I do have some interesting monster notes you might be interested in bringing back to the Cav school if you're headed that way.
This is on the trip I intend to take. I will take the notes, and we can address the funds you owe.
I imagine she's already made copies of those between receiving the letter and like sitting back after. She's like, I'm just gonna copy down the non-sus things about higher greater demons, higher vampires, Brooks, possible witcher fuckery. What else did we learn about? We learned about some crazy bullshit recently. Oh, the wild hunt. Bunch of wild hunt info. But nothing implicating Kadern or Alienor. That's in her personal journal that people will find when she dies. Again, some notes don't need to see the light of day while she's still living. And she will hand over, just pull out of her side satchel and hand over the neat little stack.
He'll take it, look at it, put it in like his pouch that's on the side.
Higher vampires. Should put the interesting one on top because that might, get her brownie points.
He doesn't even look at them or read through them. He just kind of like takes them and puts them
Even
away.
better.
It's like, well, we can adjust the contracts and how that is working out for the redesign of the financial questions when you return home. It has been an interesting meeting you, Count. You might want to pay attention to the southwest door that you have to get out of this little thing. That lock is horribly. I will see you. Well, perhaps if you survive. Don't die needlessly. We have questions. And then at that, he will get up without waiting to be dismissed or without waiting for Gavril and just, like, walk out of the curtains and then walk down the corridor out of sight. And Gavril will reach over and, like, doesn't order the curtains open, just, like, reaches over and, like, puts an arm around
She
your shoulder
waits
and
till he's definitely out of earshot, and then just exhales all the air she was holding in.
so you say like me. I'm very likable.
You are very likable.
Mm.
And then she thinks about all the things that Yato, Arzo, and Kaderin said. I'm sure almost everyone finds you incredibly likable.
Well, I can't be internally. I can't be popular with everyone. No one is. But how are you doing? I understand it was very stressful. I appreciate all of your assistance in the last days to deal with the issues about.
You know, it's fine. She's just pushed everything down to the to be dealt with later pile emotionally. It's fine. You know, I'm just surprised he's leaving so quickly. I'm not mad about it.
Neither am I, but this is intriguing. Perhaps he has other business he needs to conduct.
Yeah, hope it's nothing terrible.
He doesn't seem overly concerned about you, or actually anything beyond the fact that as long as you don't violate or personally make shame the school, everything should be fine, but there's no way my kitten could ever do so.
Cries internally. Cry laughs internally.
Lying,
No,
but
I'm a very bad liar.
But he's not sure that he believes you. He believes that you believe that, but he doesn't believe that you're right.
Mm-hmm. No, I know. It is hard to believe. It is the fucking wild hunt outside. Along with a bunch of mages that they've enslaved from the mage school formerly known as Bernard. They want. I don't know why they came here for what they want. What they want is slightly vague. It's a kind of a big problem. Because they're really hard to kill. And they want Eleanor, maybe, but she's not here. But she's traveling through this way, so she might be on her way. This might be like a trap for her.
Yes, and we should pay much attention and ensure that it does not become a problem.
Yes, I don't know if we can get them to leave. They kind of destroyed Bernard, so our odds aren't like spectacular, but we're a little less off guard than Bernard was, so perhaps a bit better. Mm-hmm.
We have to consider this. Alright. You should rest, my dear. And then it's like, just as he says that, like, tea is offered.
She's got like a look that says, I don't have time to rest.
It's like, no, drink your tea and I'll take care of
And
everything.
then she sees the tea and thinks, fuck, tea tomorrow.
And I think that's the moment we're going to end on and take our break for the evening, everyone. Stretch, bio, refresh, do all of those good things, and we'll be back in about 5-ish minutes, 8 minutes. See you in a little bit, everybody. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We hope you're refreshed, you stretched, you had all of those great things in. And now we're ready to dive back in to part 2 of this wonderful night of Witcher Road's home. So why don't we go to Math? What are you doing after Kadarin leaves and healing yourself? I mean, you can still do stuff, you'll just have to. The best thing you can do for a concussion. You know. Don't immediately go back out onto the... Oh, Trooper is muted. Sorry. Okay, that was weird. So now, Trooper, what is Math doing? My apologies, we'll have to re-say that.
Math is injured, and it'll take about like 9 days before he's better. So he's going to be resting in his room.
You know,
That's his intention.
Okay, good to know. So you're resting. Darren, where are you?
Going to go see the prisoner.
Which one?
Oh,
Finiac, the elf.
yeah, the elf. Sorry, I'm trying to find my bio and info. Yes, Fianak.
There's a bunch of notes in like an employee satisfaction survey. It's weird.
As you come through, can you roll into the dungeon area? Can you roll me an awareness, please?
Absolutely. I'm gonna use 1 point of my own luck. Oh, 31.
So you can just barely make out, coming from a couple closed steel heavy doors, some very unpleasant sounds.
Define unpleasant.
Well, it's almost like somebody's trying to scream behind a gag.
Oh, I rush into the room.
Oh no, the door is locked.
A little torture. It's a little torture.
Not the room that your friend is in, by the way, just the couple doors that were in front of him.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, there are a couple guards who are standing in front. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm just gonna look at them. Like,
The
Who?
doctor is asking questions.
Arzo?
Dr. Khan,
Who?
the doctor of the castle.
Never met him. Asking questions to who?
Oh, the individuals who attempted to infiltrate and the Lady Brenna removes her hands from.
Oh, keep up the good work, gentlemen. And I'll just head to.
Oh, not mages. Yeah, good job. Keep the good work. Yeah.
Yeah, the individuals that you're going to are further down at the other end of the dungeons.
They have
Dungeons.
snacks.
They do have snacks. There were snacks brought. There were sandwiches brought. Food, soup. But they are in, like, those doors were heavy steel and just had like a little flap down window that could be opened and closed from the outside. The doors to both Finiac and Isteven's cells that you have kind of made homely are heavy in wood with a window with vertical with bars on it, but both of those doors are like quasi open. They're not locked in any way.
Are they both still there?
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm trying to find people. So off their kitty corner, so they can't actually have line of sight of each other. Isavart is Isavart's not Istvan. Isavart is uh in the room he's been, the cell room he's kind of been given. There's like a relatively comfortable bed. He's got a couple blankets. He seems to be reading a couple books that somebody brought him, and they're like he's slowly eating a sandwich. And then there's the other door, which is a little bit further down, which is where Finiak is. Fionak, excuse me. And that door is a little ajar. If you look inside, he's also sitting and eating, but he's kind of shifting a little uncomfortably. He still has the Demeridium manacle on around his wrist.
Yes. And I think the moment I step in, I will.
Well, the moment you step in the room, I need you to roll me Indomitable.
Yes. Immutable.
Immutable. Sorry, not Indomitable. Immutable.
And I'm going to spend 2 luck points on that.
Your own or chat's?
Of my own. Yay, I got it.
Yes, you do. You only need a 16.
Yeah. Sorry about that. In an L, or what I know of an L. We apologize for the treatment. You have to understand that we cannot be certain of who you are and what you can do.
Roll me Elder Speech, which we'll just use as your understanding.
Yeah. Elder Yacht. Where? 17.
Well, not your worst. It's obvious.
Got like an Aedirn accent.
You have an accent. You have an accent, but it's more important is that you haven't spoken this language, so you don't have a large functional vocabulary at the moment.
Yeah, it's hello, where is the library?
Yeah, it's not quite that bad. It's you pause at certain points because you don't have you don't know any of the slang or any of the colloquialisms. You don't know. You're also trying to express.
It's like very tired Simon.
Yeah.
It's like Simon not knowing what a working guy is. I'll just motion to the with my chin to the Demeridium shekels and say, I don't like it any more than you do. And question, GM, are there chairs around?
Yes, there is in fact a chair in this space. You can see it leaning, that it had been moved away from like a small desk area and was now leaning against the wall.
I will take it if I can drag it up to the door of the cell. And I will turn it around so that I am leaning against the back because I want to display that I'm a cool person.
You want to Jonathan Franks this? Okay. Franks this.
Cat's laughing at me. What is your name?
Enoch.
I've been told that there is magic about you.
He just looks at you and nods.
trying to remember out of game. Brenna said that like there was a thing that prevented him from
She
talking. or
said that he indicated that there was like
Yeah.
some type of binding or magic that he couldn't just up and leave the wild hunt.
I will.
Some magical connection or something.
I will magic training his entire situation.
Okay. You go right ahead.
You've broken some connections. Brenna's got faith in you.
One day.
With a 20, you know that magic can bind someone to certain things. Oaths, vows, those are easy. Lots of people do. Curses happen because someone is too emotional and they use their words to bind someone to a thing, to something else. He is also bound by a web of magic that prevents him from acting against the wild hunt.
What is it based on?
You can see the welded shut earring, the base of.
With what I know, is it?
Now you grab that earring and you teleport it to Aretusa.
Aretusa technically doesn't exist yet. Fun fact.
I'm just kidding.
You can send it to the school in Nilfgaard.
Women don't do magic yet. I could send it to one of the two magic schools in Nilfgaard. Or I could teleport it into a teacup. But no, I want to know, do I know with this role if it is solely the earring that causes that, so that like removing the earring removes everything? Or is it more like let me rephrase that. If I remove the earring from him, he's safe, or must the earring be completely destroyed? Like, is it the fact that it's tagged onto someone, or just that it exists?
Partially that it exists, and partially it's a combination of the two, right? Its existence is the focal point of the spell. The fact that he can't physically remove it means that he can't do anything to destroy the object. So it's a double, like, it's like the fact that he's got this.
But we could.
Yeah.
Like this fact that he's got this demeridium band around his wrist. Is it actively preventing him from doing magic? Yes, but it is, if you removed it, it would not. It's being in the
it would
room.
Still do the thing. Yeah. What is that earring made of?
You'd have to get closer and see that. That's not a.
Oh, yeah. I will like spin the chair around because I'm a cool person, and I get up and walk up.
Okay. I feel. Oh, but wait. That role is not in this game, Simon. That skill set is not cool. Is not in this game.
Nope.
Can he roll abs?
I can roll seduction. No, but I could roll grooming and style because this is style. Like it's not
that's what I'm saying.
Style.
I would say this is style.
16.
It's pretty cool.
It's very bad for Kader,
but also he's
fairly cool in general.
Oh, I could have gone with just straight charisma though.
Yeah, I would say style points here is what you were looking for. You were attempting to be stylish, not charismatic. You were trying to be cool. Which unfortunately is not a skill set in this game. It is in the other Artelsarian games. # not sponsored, but you should go check them out because they're great. You get up. He is mildly impressed, but also he's been traumatized, so take that for what you want.
Oh, this is mostly for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk up to him as close as I need to be to see the earring. And I'll even ask him, like, show me. so that he like moves his head or something. But I don't want to get too close so that he could like lay his hand on.
Yeah. He's not acting threatening. He's not acting, you know.
I was very nice to him. I rolled a really good check to be nice.
You did. He's willing to be.
Darren would have been impressed with my 18.
Yeah, you were very impressive. Persuasion.
18 persuasion. So persuasive.
He is willing to work with you, and he's trying to do what he can to work with you. So he'll move his head to let you see the earring in his ear.
Is it made of the same thing as the brooch? The brooch?
The brooch?
Hairpin?
Hairpin, yes. Sorry. Brooch, no. Well, yeah, I can give you that one for free. It looks the same.
I've seen enough objects made out of that metal at this point.
Mm-hmm.
There are like 3 in existence. This doesn't come from here, does it?
No.
Can't be removed.
Perhaps. I can't.
But I, as your warden and torturer, could forcefully remove it. The Wild Hunt wouldn't fault you for having lost it to the enemy, would they?
Wild Hunt is gonna fault me for being captured anyway.
Okay.
So let's not let you get recaptured.
Yeah, let's not let you get recaptured then. Does it look from up close that it can be like opened or anything, or it's really like it's a ring that's welded?
No, it was welded shut.
But it could be welded open.
Cut open.
Not in English, it can't. Weld, you can't.
Cut open. Yeah. I take a blowtorch to his ear. Don't worry.
I mean, you can. It would work. I don't recommend it.
Yes,
we have bolt cutters in the castle.
I can also just cut off the ear. Yeah,
there are actually probably some in the dungeon that you could be like, "Excuse me, do you have some metals?" Just thanks.
Oh. Yeah, but I could also just make it very malleable with Cadfan's grasp and just... Well, I need to not, like, set the guy on fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it'd be really hot.
Yeah, I'm going to try with bolt cutters first. There are torturing implements in, like, the other room, right?
Yep.
There's probably something there that can, like, cut off a finger, one shot.
Oh, yeah. Clean through bone.
Yep, yeah. A couple of them.
I'm just gonna go bother the other torturer. Don't mind me.
Excuse me. Do you mind if I borrow the snip? Thanks.
We're out of snip things in room 4. They didn't restock last night. I'm so sorry. It's gonna take a second. Looking to the prisoner. Hi, how's your stay?
You don't even have to go into the cell. The guards outside, if you walk by them and just ask for things like that, they will get them for you.
Yeah. I have no idea where anything is.
Yeah. So a couple of the guards will get you up there. We'll even ask, is like, do you need a big bolt cutters or just the like to...
No, small,
size.
Maybe like a finger, yeah, plier size. We're looking at a finger or perhaps, no, I can't tell you the other thing. It would be too much for you.
Oh no, we helped with castration last week.
Oh no, but it's because it's a very specific thing, and I think might rather not want.
I mean, Gavril is we watched Gavril remove somebody's penis before too.
Well, see, in this case, it's a Gavril-sized penis that I need to remove.
You said that like it's a surprise.
Oh, you've seen your lords? Shouldn't it? You know what? Bring me the pliers.
His
I don't want to
lordship.
know that Gavril like Pooh Bears when Brenna's not here.
No. No, his lordship. We are his lordship's bodyguards.
Oh, you see everything.
Frequently.
Everything.
Here are your pliers, sir.
Thank you. I'm making a mental note to myself to ask Brenna when I next see her, what is it like to do it in front of 2 bodyguards? And I'm gonna go into the room with the bolt cutters.
Imagine she just makes an intimidation check and they just fuck off. I mean, honestly.
Oh no, they don't stick around when you're there. But they will, you know, like he goes
But they stick around when Gavril's alone.
when Gavril's alone in the bathtub.
Keeping company. Yeah. That's a prime
yes.
assassination point right there, you know.
I would like to point
But
out
if there's a Witcher in the bathtub with him, he's super safe.
exactly. It's the the Witcher's there. We're fine. Is the way, particularly because
See,
remembering,
I
of
would,
course,
I would
how
think it's the opposite.
well, no, but here's the thing: Brenna was assigned to this castle for a particular reason before their relationship became
That is true.
intimate.
That is true.
Yeah.
Also, in a world where fucked up people like Kadarin can just teleport into your bedroom on a whim, like you aren't safe anywhere.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's not bad to be sleeping with a Witcher who might not be sleeping hardly ever. Like, that's some of the best security you can get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Entering the room with the pliers.
Unless your Witcher freaks out and murders you.
Whoops.
Yeah. You know, nightmares, night terrors.
Never happened before.
I'm gonna take
Yet.
his
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to ask him to be very, very still.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know if this shit is as strong as the One Ring.
It is not as strong as the One Ring. It is, however, very strong. So I will need at least a strength check.
Cool. I don't have that stat.
Like a
But oh wow,
Athletics?
athletics! Wow, I am so. It's been a
Athletics or
day.
like physique?
physique?
Ooh,
Physique, I
physique.
think would go. I think would be the best.
yeah,
21.
nice.
It fights you.
You piece of shit. Just damn it.
You begin to nick it, but you are 90% sure that you can't just cut it. It's too dense a metal. But you can roll a deduction.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about something, but 27.
You do know somebody in this castle who can, or at least has worked with that
Is it-
material before.
Yeah, I was gonna
Nacho's
say
dad. Yeah.
Kieran.
Excuse me, we're gonna need to get Carowin in here.
Carolyn.
I need my. Just be right back. This is embarrassing.
I just had the scene from Men in Tights of just call the locksmith.
Yep.
And, I apologize. Be right back.
I don't think I'm going
We're making
anywhere.
progress.
Oh
Just-
yes, I'm sorry about that. Yes. This is more for your protection than you think. Sorry, it's making me a bit dizzy. Can't think straight. And I think after maybe like jogging like 2 corners away, I'll just back up and ask one of the guards to fetch Kerwin for me.
This will be arranged. And the guard you talk to kind of like steps out into the hall. There's a brief conversation, and then he steps immediately back into where he's on duty.
Yeah, no.
So while we wait for Kerwin, we're going to go check in on Brenna,
Mm-hmm.
who Gavril has been comforting and giving tea to.
Yeah. I think she's drank her cup of tea and she goes, if you have things handled, I think I'm just going to go spend like a half hour in my room, just
Should go relax.
lie down for a few minutes.
I shall ask, oh gee.
Elsa's sister?
Yeah, exactly. Elsa's
Lorena.
Lorena. Ask Lorena to draw you a very nice bath. Relax
It
you.
doesn't sound terrible.
Very nice oils. Relax. Should be relaxed. And then he'll kind of gesture, like, slide the curtain aside again, and whisper, mention to one of the servants who's standing there, please have Lorena draw a bath for,
I know we're very busy right now. I just need, maybe an hour.
Take your time, my dear.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, not Lorena. Muriel. That's what I was looking for.
Ah, Muriel. Yes.
Your lady's maid.
Yes. My lady's maid.
Please have Muriel draw us a bath for this and relax yourself. No one should bother you for the next. I'll make sure of it.
All right. I'll be back down to help with whatever's necessary, or sooner if shit hits the fan. And she's just gonna finish the tea, gently set the saucer and cup down, and then go up to her room where she's like, Karen's figuring out the mage thing. Naf's probably pissed enough. I'm just gonna take a few minutes to just close my eyes. Now that the Witcher has left, hopefully. I didn't see him out.
No, you didn't see him out.
Sure, I'll find out if he hasn't left.
As you walk in, you don't even need a roll. Muriel has drawn you a very nice bath. There's some.
Thank you.
Some essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
To leave you alone.
Just a couple drops, because again, that Witcher's sense of smell. She's just a little bit. And I think she just strips down, but she takes her cloak and her swords into and just right next to the bathtub. Because
that's what you do.
Things have been crazy.
I mean, anybody who's played Witcher 3 knows that that's what you do.
Yep. The rest of the clothes, not necessary. I need the cloak, though. So, cloak. Sword.
So while Brenna relaxes, Kerwin would come down.
Just gonna de-stress her.
Adairn. Slightly quizzically look at you. Oi, what's up?
I need your help with something. Jewelry related.
Alright, what do you need me to do?
Come with.
Okay, alright, I'm here. And I'll follow you.
By the way, your son is doing well.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I had been worrying, and I didn't want to bother you. He seemed to be slightly under the weather every time I come across you.
I do have the habit of getting injured.
Yeah, how's the new
I'll
leg
give you-
working out for you?
Almost better than my old one. I'll let you know where he is, should you ever want to visit. But here, and I point to the earring when we get to the cell. This is. I've tried to cut it with the bolt cutters, but this is way denser than any type of material that we've come across so far.
And he'll walk up and is like, apologies, I need to look at this. And he talks politely to the Biniac.
I'll
and just,
translate.
I mean, he says it in Elder speech, so yeah, you can still translate. It'll make things sense. And he'll kind of like twist it in his hand. I'm gonna need really hot heat source. This is gonna be very uncomfortable.
How hot?
Advent's grasp. I'm just waiting.
How hot?
Hold please, I actually have this note written down.
Hot enough to deal 2d6 damage.
About 1700 degrees.
1700 degrees.
Hmm.
Question.
Yep.
Because the book only calls it superheat a metal item.
Mhm.
Is that 1700 degrees?
I would say you would need a sustained heat source. You would need to hold it for a while, right?
Depends on how long, but I can hold it for a while.
Yeah, I would say you would need at least 3 rounds to get to that temperature.
Okay. It lasts a d6 every time, so I'll and it's only 1 stamina anyway when I cast it.
I
So
should
let's go.
For those playing at home, it's roughly 1700 degrees Celsius, I should say. 3200 degrees Fahrenheit. So you're gonna do... Is there a way to prevent that from burning his ear off?
Well, it depends what you want me to superheat.
The metal. Or
That metal?
ideally, or you get anything else that we've got in here that hot is gonna just melt.
Might be easier to just snip off the earlobe.
At this point. Well, no, if I control it properly. Deirdre,
Mm-hmm.
it's called Catfin's Grasp. But what if I turn it into Catfin's Poke? Basically, I'll heat up like
Mhm.
the earring, but only a very specific point, so that like with Kerwin just like trying to pull it open, like it'll probably hurt
Oh, it's
Yonak, but I'm trying to make
anything
it hurt
involved at
less.
this point is going to hurt. There is
Yes,
no
it's
not
just
hurt situation.
I'm trying to measure the, is it better to just chop the earlobe off or not?
Here's the thing. Why don't you roll me magical training to see if you can yourself regulate that spell enough to have that control on the casting?
24.
I would say perhaps you might consider spending some luck. Like 1 or 2.
25.
Yeah. Yours or the party's?
Mine.
I would say I was looking for a 25 to see if you can, because you're taking what should be like, you're just targeting the metal itself, and now you're focusing in on like a basically effectively taking a soldering iron level of bolt point of pinpoint accuracy, which is a different level of, there's a different mechanic in casting in that kind of, right? With that, I would say yes, you could. It's going to take you at least 3 rounds to get to a point where it will be hot enough, and then another 2 rounds.
All right, so my first casting is 4 rounds.
Okay, so 4 rounds. So you get 4 rounds. It's now superheated. Ooh, there you go. Second casting gives you just enough. You needed 5 rounds to get it both hot enough and then heated long enough that would melt through enough for heroin to pull it apart, basically. Okay, remind me, does Cadfin's Grasp have a damage on it?
Normally it does 2d6 damage to the limb holding it.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, I can heat a weapon to give it plus 2d6 damage and 50% chance to ignite a target. But, like, I'm trying to not
you're
make
trying
the
not
guy catch on fire.
But at the same time, there's just the amount of heat that's that close to the side of his head. So you're not going to...
Yes, that's the problem.
So I would say 1d6 damage, fortunately.
Oh, wait.
Unless
wait.
you've...
Wait. Okay. Can I mix it with Urian's Shelter, which is a
Ooh.
spell that allows me to negate hostile weather effects such as extreme heat, extreme cold, rain, and snow. It's not going to make him immune to the type of heat that we're causing, but
What's-
I would put the shelter. So the shelter is like 8-meter radius.
What's the spell? Back up. Hi everyone, are we back? How much of that did you miss? Anyways, at this point, we're looking at Urian's Shelter.
So basically, is because I would put the shelter.
Okay. Yeah,
a
it's not
radius so that the earlobe is outside and the rest of him is inside, just so
Be
you
like,
know
"Don't
he's
move."
less. Because I mean, extreme heat is what, like, probably up to, I don't know, 60
It'll help
Celsius.
with the heat.
Yeah,
Not on
it'll-
his earlobe, but for the rest of his face.
No, but
Yeah.
for the rest of his face, it might be better for him to
Yeah,
just,
you know.
not feel it that much.
Yeah. So I would say yes, that this would work.
Oh, hey, I forgot to do something though.
What?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. The third one is Urian.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so all the spell casting rolls, that's what I was going to ask you for. So all of these spells will work. You will cast, I'm assuming you cast Urian's Grasp, and then you cast Urian's Shelter, and then you cast Cadfin's Grasp.
Mm-hmm.
Twice.
And Urian's gonna last an hour.
That's fine. It'll be there. Oh, but you can go in and out of it. It doesn't say that there's a barrier.
Yeah, no, it's not like a Liamon's tiny head or anything. So,
Or-
yeah, no,
or,
it's just
No, it's just like
the spot that's super comfy, temperature-wise.
it's yeah, the reason why he took it was because of him being on the
He
road
hates
and all
camping.
that. Yeah, he hates camping.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, exactly, a comfort zone.
Mhm.
So an 8-meter radius comfort zone, 16-meter in diameter comfort zone.
It is centered on me.
Yeah.
So let me just see something though. Is it centered on me?
Yeah, and
Oh
Cadfin.
no, that's cool. Cadfin's grasp is 8 meters away.
Yep.
Nice.
So I'm just
So you can just
at the very edge and just like finger lasering.
Yeah.
this guy's probably like, y'all are fucking nuts, but I'm kind of here for it.
It's like he's
Y'all crazy humans and this elf.
well, Carwin is an elf. Yeah.
That's what I said. And this elf
Yeah.
and that witcher.
Kadaren,
She
could
was
you
weird.
roll me human perception?
Yes, I can.
You do not get your bonus on this.
Well, I have a bonus on this.
He's not human, so you don't get any of the.
Mhm.
Oh, not on
Oh,
human
oh.
perception. Sorry, human perception. Not. Wow, I'm.
Well, anyway, I normally don't put my bonus for other humans on it, so it's just 17.
And to answer Ro, yes, technically Brenna is an elvish,
Yeah,
witcher, and witchers don't count as human.
that is correct.
Yeah, they're their own
They are-
genetically modified, completely different species.
Yep. Most of them come from humans, but Brenna was from the cat school where they
Accepted
fucked
elves.
around with genetics a lot.
Accepted elves and female presenting individuals.
Mhm. Or genetically modified.
You can get the
Organisms.
with a 17 in human perception from where you're standing, you can get the impression that Finiak is like, you're going to a lot of effort, so he has begun to have that moment of hope, and so he is willing to do a shit ton to get rid of this.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to what? Sorry, my bad.
He's got a little hope.
He's got a little
He's
hope.
got a
so
little
he-
hope.
So
Okay.
You
he's
gave
willing.
him a jelly bean of hope.
You gave him
Yay.
not even because it floats, and so he's willing to work with you and tolerate a lot, right? Like he's not
Mhm.
asking as many questions as possible. Like oh wait, there's a possibility of out. Okay, let me work
He
with them
wants that.
as much as I can. So it will take you 30 seconds to get to a point where the focal point of heat on that pinpoint on the earring is enough that Kerwin can pull it apart and slide it quickly out of the ear, and then wrap it in like a leather cloth that he's kind of pulled out. I mean, he came down. You said that you needed him and that it was about jewelry, so he brought basically his
kit.
his regular kit. So
Cool. Sorry, I'm also deep in a conversation with Ro.
I see that.
Very quickly because it might be easier than to type it all. The point is that it's not quite the mutations that will do it, because no one knows exactly what the mutations do precisely, because that's the whole point in the Witcher universe, is that technically the mutations have all been lost, and that happened like 200 years ago, and we don't know what works and what doesn't. It's just trial and error literally every time. But everyone is or most people, which is funny because dwarves are one of the only two really indigenous species of this world, dwarves and gnomes. Everyone else came through like multiple conjunctions over the course of like millennia.
We're not sure about Vron though. Vron may or may not have also been original, but they may have.
Yeah, but they may have come from like elsewhere and whatever.
Exactly. The timeline gets
like,
fuzzy.
It's yeah.
It's
but the
Vron.
point is, everyone who's not gnomes and dwarves
Can do magic.
they can do magic. Gnomes and dwarves can't. Well, gnomes, hazy on that part. It'll depend on what CDPR decides about it. But halflings also. Halflings are like immune completely to magic. They're weird because I don't like Sapkowski, I think, mentions them like once and that's it. But yeah, so the point is, in order to be able to cast the signs, they have to have the force, which is also called the power, which is magic or chaos or whatever you want to call it, depending on if you've read the books or the series or the video games. And so if you don't have that, you cannot technically become a witcher. But that gets fuzzy because you could be a person who cannot do magic because of like a genetic defect, let's say, quote unquote, right? And still go through the trials and still become a witcher. Like, that has never been said.
But at the same time, is like we don't. The implication is that you have to have the possibility of magic to survive the trials.
It's very weird, and the only reason Geralt is super special is because his mom was a druid,
and he survived the trials twice.
Because his mom was a druid.
Exactly, because his mom was a druid.
Because technically, Geralt, had he not been made into a witcher, would have probably become a mage. Because he had the genes for it. But we'll never know. Anyway.
Anyways, but back to this point where Kerwin takes the ring and wraps it in this piece of leather and holds it so it's not holding the bottom because it's still super freaking heated. And even through the leather, that would probably be very uncomfortable.
Put a little bucket of water.
Yeah.
Rapid cool it. Yeah. He kind of takes it over and like drops it in a like glass of water that's sitting on the small table that there's like, and you can see Finiak visibly like sigh, like the weight of so much weight has just kind of come off of him.
We're helping. Maybe.
I will go and remove the Demetertium shackles.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye on him, and just so you know, if he tries to cast a spell, I'm going to dispel it immediately.
Okay.
Probably then spend stamina and then shoot a lightning bolt at him. So going forward, click.
Carolyn will come up to you and take the shackle from you as well.
Oh no, I need those.
And make you
those
sick,
are
and
actually
you're about
my.
to pass out.
Yes, but they're mine.
We'll get back to you when you look less like a shit.
Actually, I'm gonna give them to him. I'll say, can you do me one last favor, Kerwin?
Hmm.
These need to be melted into arrowheads and bolt heads. Pointing to the shackles.
I know a guy that can make that happen.
It needs to happen before sundown.
Apparently I'm a guy that can make that happen. Great. You're
I
aware
knew
that
I
I'm
could
not
count
a
on you.
blacksmith, right?
It doesn't have to be. They can just be coated in the
I'm
dimeridium.
jeweler.
Yes, and I'm a mage, and
etch it.
yet I smithed a dagger. Once. You know, we all have to get out of our comfort zone. Do it for your son. And I tap his shoulder.
He just sighs. He takes the ring.
Time to just coat a bunch of arrowheads in dimeridium. Just dip.
He's gonna take the earring and the dimeridium shackles and leave. Apparently I've gotta go do some work. I have forge.
We have raw dimeridium we could use instead of the shackles.
Yes, but the shackles are already worked dimeridium.
That's fair.
Like, you know, in any impurity or any whatever, the alloy is already made to be. Because I don't even know that you have dimeridium stones hanging about. I figured you were my friend and wouldn't keep something that I'm deadly
I did tell you about
No,
them.
you found them in Banard.
They're
and
in
you know
the
about
they're
them.
in the lead box. So they
Oh
don't
yeah,
bother
right.
you.
Oh, that's the school stuff. Yeah.
That's the
for
school
naughty
dimeridium.
days. Yeah.
I'll let you know when I feel it.
Gotta destroy the earring.
I point to the earring on the ground.
Oh no, Carwin took it with him.
Okay.
Took the earring and
I point to Kirwin and where he left. Did we need to destroy it?
Yes, probably, but I was speaking more metaphysically.
Oh, yes. No, I get that. Don't worry. We need to talk.
What do you want?
He can talk more freely now. He doesn't have to blink twice.
You are NL, are you not?
Yes.
But you are not a free member of the Wild Hunt.
No.
Why?
I'm a mage. I can open the door. That's why.
You can do the portals.
Yes.
Is that how you got here so quickly?
Oh yes. I get anywhere.
What about the mountains in the north?
What about them?
Did your army split up?
Yes. Multiple armies were attacking various portions.
Why?
It's in the report. If you'd read it. Suspicions of.
Why?
Multiple reasons. First, the desire to recover.
Yes. I know who you're talking about. Aside from that.
Also, to further the interests of King, cannon fodder is necessary. Unicorns are assholes. And he kind of reaches down and at that point rubs his knee.
If you need a new one, I know a dwarf.
No, not yet. I mean, they didn't take it all the way out, and it just bothers me.
Oh, so it rains in your world.
Rains everywhere. How to achieve
I don't know. I've
cultivation
never
of
been.
crops. Not illogical. You have
I
to
don't know
assume
which world you've landed on. There are so many. For
but you
all
have
I
to
know, you
assume
could
that
come from the void.
there's a certain level of equilibrium because of the existence of a ecology in a breathable atmosphere. Otherwise, why would we come here and I would still be functional?
I can create a breathable atmosphere out of my nose. And you should know that. It's a basic spell.
It's an ability and a spell that one could learn, yes, but figure that I haven't been had one, have I?
Okay, doesn't matter.
You put a demeridium. Well, he wouldn't say that though.
No, you probably wouldn't know what that is.
No, he wouldn't use that term. And that's the thing, is like, you put something to prevent me from being able to cast, and yet I'm still able to breathe and function in this world. Therefore, the ecology of the worlds must be similar at
same.
some basic level.
Yes, okay. I see that we see eye to eye now. You truly are a mage. You have no idea how long I've been waiting to speak to someone on my own level.
I mean, The Witcher wasn't bad, but a customer service survey? That was very strange. Or the woman was
Oh.
the woman wasn't bad, but the customer service, that was a little strange.
Oh,
He doesn't
yes,
like
you
witches.
have, okay, yes, she is, we call them here interns. They are sort of, apprentices, if you will.
I need a deceit roll on that one.
Of course.
Oh no. They'd call me a witch. He knows a witch.
Hey, how much luck do we have in the pool?
No! Veto.
All right, fine. I'm gonna use my last point of luck for a 50.
Look, lie to math all you want. Just maybe not something so trivial to the ANL guy.
The thing is Kaderin doesn't really care.
I know.
How frequently do you lie to people when they...
Often.
Oh, often.
Oh, good to know.
When I put some effort into it. Right now, though, I know this woman. Her social skills are probably not the sharpest. Her sword, however, is very sharp.
That was the impression.
Yes.
It's very nice. Very persuasive.
That said, we would rather not serve the interest of your king. And I doubt that the person that you're looking for will want to follow. She left for a reason.
At that, he kind of, like, yep, she did.
What if I told you I know her?
There's this look on his face where he kind of looks at you, like, well, if you were... well, that's how we say, where I come from, I would call you a liar.
And then I point
Wait.
to the earpin.
No.
Oh, come
Fucking
on.
fuck.
He would call me a... No, rip again. Okay, I think we...
Wait,
Yep.
wait.
Oh, back.
All
Yeah.
right, still no, now it's just all stuttery and horrible. All right, guys,
I'm seeing it looking, it's looking decent right now for me.
Okay, so it's gone to
Yeah.
decent.
It's cleared up for me.
And it didn't fully crash, apparently. At least. It's struggling. All right, guys, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and call it tonight for this. And then we'll be back next week.
I do believe.
And we will try and figure out a way to fix this. I'm very sorry. I've got no answer about why it's doing. But we'll go around, let everyone do their outros. We'll come back and return next week for tea time. And next week we should also have a Billy, who unfortunately got really stuck at work. It was a sadness.
Doesn't he start at like 4 in the morning?
Well,
Not
he was-
this morning, but
not
there
this
was a
morning.
different work function.
Okay, because I was like, oh, that's almost like 20 hours.
But we'll go around, let everybody share some love, where you can find them, all those good things. And we'll start with, we'll go in reverse order, so we'll start with Trooper. Hi, Trooper. How you doing? How's you feeling?
I'm doing very, very well. I just sent you a link.
I just
that
saw
might be
it.
helpful. I'm doing very well. I'm Trooper SJP, and I was playing Mathvar Ren, your master druid of the Circle of Cade Mirkvid, and also, what's the word? Gleeful popcorn eater when all the drama goes down. best popcorn in the world, is all I'm saying. And let me see. It is Sunday, so you can find me next. The next RPG you can find me at will be on Friday on my channel, Trooper SJP, at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm doing an Iron Sworn, Star Forged, going solo. Crash Jones, Space Adventurer, a very 1930s sort of style, pulpy sci-fi goodness, in honor of Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, and all of that kind of business. So that's where you can find me. And then, of course, actually, then the next time you can find me will be back here again next Sunday for more Witcher Roads Home. That's me.
Thank you
And
very
wait,
much.
I want to give my love to exasperated Brenna. That's my love. Exasperated Brenna gets all of my love today.
High anxiety, Brenna.
Yeah, high anxiety, to quote the Mel Brooks film.
Yeah. Yeah. So, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And speaking of Brenna, hi, Lindy. How are you? How you
Hello.
feeling?
'Tis I. I'm feeling fine. I feel great. Still kicking off that like noon cup of coffee. Doing good. But Brenna, she's, she's surviving. She's hanging in there. She's like, that was too easy. But stressful, but too easy. What's the catch? What else is there? She's sus. Let's just put it lightly. And she's plotting to murder Alzor at a tea party the next day. Because that's what she does. She plots a lot of murder.
Weird.
Yeah. So, that's how Brenna's doing, and how I'm doing. You can find me online at LaughLoveLindy. I play in GM Tabletop RPGs. You'll find me next on my channel tomorrow night for the new batch, our Mondays in Exandria game. We're playing Call of the Netherdeep, and we're teaming up with our rival team. It should be interesting and or dangerous. Socially, physically, who knows? We're a little bit of some wild cards. And then on Wednesday, it's an off week for our Stargate game, so not this week, but next week. And then on not this Wednesday for Cyberpunk, but other
Yes, this Wednesday.
Wednesdays. Yes,
no,
this
not
Wednesday.
this one. No,
No.
this Wednesday. Yes, the next.
Not this
Because
Wednesday.
I will be dead this Wednesday.
But you should keep your eyes out for later Wednesdays for Cyberpunk.
We're gonna have a guest.
Ooh, that's exciting.
And then last but certainly not least, hey Simon, how are you? How are you feeling?
Hello, I'm Simon at Wondering DM. I am feeling kind of a tiny bit annoyed right now. There's the Twitch situation. There's the fact that early on during the game, at the very, very beginning, I sort of bit myself right here.
Ooh, I hate that.
The skin inside my lip got stuck in between my two front teeth. And now every time I speak, it sort of feels like someone's putting like salt directly on it. It's great. So apologize if you've seen me play with my lip a lot tonight. That was the reason. I will give my love to eye-rolling math again, of course, because it's always a delight to interact with math. Out of game, I'm serious. In game, I'm sarcastic. But also to Brenna panic telepathy. As her boss is going around going like, oh no.
What will you tell me about Brenna? She's like, no, please don't.
Yeah.
I was giving the employee satisfaction form. I don't want it. No.
That was a great yeah. I don't know about that woman and her employee satisfaction survey. Like, what the fuck is wrong with her? I know. Believe me, random mage, I know.
Not Witchers were more bloodthirsty. Oh, don't you worry.
Also, I can finally speak to a proper mage after 5 seasons. I don't consider Javik a proper mage because he was a douche.
Slam.
And I don't consider my dragon friend a proper mage because he's a dragon friend. So, you know, and Fake Baldwin wasn't really my friend. I couldn't really have a nice chat with him.
Yeah.
And Alzor is, well, Alzor is Alzor, so we'll see. That said, we will not be there on Vampire tomorrow because I miscalculated my schedule like an idiot. So we won't be there next Monday or the one after. Or the one after. We'll be back on March 13th. As I will not have my gig to run Streamlabs remotely. So that means that the giant cliffhanger that we left you on is going to have to wait like a whole 3 weeks. Unless, and I'm announcing it live, but I need to talk to my players about it. Unless we have one session like on a day that is not a Monday, in like try to cover like. You know,
we'll talk about it.
We'll have to talk about it. So no promises, everyone. But we will be back with Cyberpunk Red on the 1st of March. That's for sure. And then same thing, no Scion this weekend. And no Scion next weekend. And we'll be back on the 11th for Scion Demigod. And that is it for me, I believe.
Well then, thank you for being here. I apologize for these issues. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I think I might have an idea. If it is what I think, then I'm gonna be really freaking pissed. But we'll be back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking with us. I apologize to you, chat. We'll make sure that a clean VOD goes up on the YouTube. You want to check that out? You want to see how everything goes? It's right there. There's a link. If you want to... I'm your friendly... I should introduce myself again. I mean, you're here, you know who I am, kind of. I am at Dirge on Twitter, PraxGorthesmia4, as you see me around here on Twitch, your friendly neighborhood Prax. And you can, again, check out the VODs over on YouTube. You can also support the channel by purchasing some merch. There it exists. Someone on this call was very, very helpful and helped me design the brand new stickers and mug that is available for the it was her iconic line that was said and therefore it needed to be immortalized on everything. So thank you, Lindy, for your assistance with that. As we created a congratulations on your paper trail mug and stickers, the perfect gift if you want to be sarcastic and snarky about your friend's wedding.
Or if they would appreciate that kind of humor.
Either way, one of those two things. Or you just feel like that's an appropriate comment at any point. So you can check those out over on the link over there. It does help and support the channel. I also have a Ko-Fi, and everything from that Ko-Fi goes to support this channel, helps us get better equipment, art for when we do these character streams. It was the last goal run we did. Got us the beautiful art for those of you who saw us live last night with the Song of Agapia's Fortune. Beautiful new art for that crew. Fabulous time. You will not find me on Mondays this Monday over with Simon, but you will in the future, and we're gonna have some fun because we left on the hashtag Ravnos out a window, and she going back to the Ritz, and she don't care. Anything else that happened after she left, she doesn't know about, and I don't think she's really well, I mean, maybe she'll be concerned about when she finds out about. Who knows? I mean, has the appropriate level of threat assessment, shall we say. So check those out on Mondays. You can also check out the VODs over on YouTube for Simon's channel and see where all the great fun is if you've missed out. I'll probably be back, do a couple more video game streams. Dragon Age Origins has got its teeth really into me, and again, like, that's a bad thing. No. I might do some other things in the near future. Pay attention. Keep an eye out. But thank you again for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Again, I apologize for the issues that are developing. But we should send some love out into the universe. And Johnny is currently playing some Red Dead Redemption. So we're going to go raid Johnny Blams and send him some love and drama. And, you know, sweet sleep. Because it's an important thing to do. Have yourselves a great night, everybody.